Right, well, let's get this done. I gotta go get my baby soon.
Yep. We'll make it quick.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Chris.
I'm Kara.
And we're the Midnight Babes.
Do, 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 80s electro.
Yep, that was it.
That's it. That's the intro music. It's not.
It's not.
It's definitely not. It is 80s vibe, but it's not what I
Facts.
just gave.
Oh my gosh.
We're back with Titan, which is the Dark Kingdom book by Shantel Tessier.
Yep.
The second one in the series. Of course, spoilers.
Of course.
They're going to be here. And I'm assuming, like, most of y'all probably read the books in the right order.
No, we didn't.
We started with the Lords, and then we came to Dark Kingdom.
Yep.
But it's been a journey.
It
It's
has
still been
been.
really fun. So the second book, like, they still touch on the Dark Kings and, like, give you the similar background that
Yeah.
we talked about. Like, they're in Las Vegas. They're running this, like, massive casino. They got their hands in, you know, escorts and all these different businesses. It's great. And I talked about how, like, each book is, like, a different, like, brother of the kings.
Yeah.
Or of the mafia. So this one's about Titan. And he is, like, the security to the queens.
Yeah.
He's
He
running
runs
the
the
escort
queens, yeah.
business. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think even, like, we open up this book, and I want to say, like, this book opens up. Yeah, the prologue is Titan is having 4 women stripped down,
Yeah.
working to make them queens. And he calls them their, like, secret service, which I
Yes.
thought was funny. But that is a lot of what this book is about.
Yeah.
It's about Titan and then his girl, which would be Emily. Mm-hmm.
Who we know from the last book, Code of Silence, as the best friend of Haven.
Yep. So, again, she does a great job of, like, looping in each book and
Yeah.
bringing your characters around. And it starts, like, you know, we hear about Emily, you know, she's, like, in Chicago or something for school.
Yeah.
And she hears that, like, her mom's sick and is going to die, and her dad has passed, so she moves back home to Las Vegas. And, I mean, her dad was into some shady shit.
Oh, my God.
And his business partner ends up, like, selling off Emily. And,
Fuck
like,
that guy, dude.
George, I think his name was.
Fuck
Dude,
George.
he was a piece of shit because not only is he gonna, like, control Emily and be like, you're gonna, like, willfully lay down for me.
Oh my God,
and,
yes.
like, he also is controlling her mom, who's literally dying of cancer.
Yep.
And that's
like-
and their finances. He's like, if you don't fuck me, I'm gonna like your mom doesn't have a nurse.
Doesn't have a nurse, doesn't have insurance.
Doesn't have insurance,
Can't be
meds.
helped.
So she's put in a predicament.
Yeah. And I
By
was
her
thinking-
dad's business partner.
Yeah, and I'm just over here thinking, like, okay, what the fuck would I would do? Probably the same thing, like having to not willingly pretty much be raped.
Yeah.
Because she does not want to do it, but she's just thinking about her mom.
Mom, what do I have to do to get my mom through this?
Yeah.
To keep her home, like, to keep her alive a
Alive,
little
yeah.
bit longer. Yeah. Oh, and it was George says he'll hire the nurses back if she willingly spreads her legs for him.
Yeah.
And I put, it's still rape, dog.
It's still rape, yes.
I mean, like, if you're gonna have to coerce somebody, that's
That's still-
rape. Like, that's not a consensual
No.
situation. Which, again, Chantel has a lot of these, but, like, she doesn't, like, dive into what that scene looks like.
Yeah.
Unless that's that girl's, like, fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? And then she's very clear about this is what the female wants.
Yeah.
There's really not, like, Chantel kind of, like, to blurs the lines a bit between the morals, but, like, also she makes it pretty clear
Yeah.
that, like, this is not okay. This is a book.
This is a book.
These are not real people.
No.
These are not things we should be doing. Although some of them I'm like,
Unless it's consensual.
hey. Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm going to put that one back
Back in
in
the
the
brain.
back of my brain
In
for
the brain.
maybe like 5 years down the
Down the
road
road.
when I'm a little bored and I'm like, hey. Remember when they went to New York and they put that box thing around her titties? I need one of those.
Like, let's try it.
Let's get one. So I thought this one was good because right off the bat, like, we we know that Emily and Titan know each other from the first book. And not like well, but they're aware of who each other are. Mm-hmm. All of the King's brothers know Emily as well.
All because of Bones, because she was with Bones.
With Bones in like her younger years and like college, I believe. So it's interesting because Emily's like off on her own fucking journey with like just trying to deal with her mom and trying to deal with George and that bullshit. And then Titan, like he's also like over here trying to run the escort business. He's also trying to figure out what happened with Emily's dad and like that business venture and where all that money went. He ends up running into M like 4 years later when she's at the bar, like all like whoa me into herself, and they think she's deaf. And she just plays along with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, they know you. They know you're not deaf. Like, just because they don't recognize you right now doesn't mean they're not going to figure it out.
Well, like, she knew that Titan
knew she wasn't.
But Cross.
Yeah, it was like, what, she deaf?
And he was trying to be sweet, trying to help.
Help her, yeah, understand.
So funny.
And we're over here like, she's not deaf, dude. She's not. So it's funny the way they end up like coming together. She does a great job in that. And then when they do come together, it's just a fucking shit show. Like, of course it is, because also Emily is trying to become a queen during this time. Yep. Like, so she's run into Titan. She's already gone through all this shit with her mom. She hooks up with her friend Jasmine. Jasmine's like, well, you can be a queen. They go and they like fill out the paperwork after she's ran into the dudes at the bar. And Titan's like, why are you here, bitch?
Yeah, like, no, this is not for you. Go away.
Yeah, he's like, this is not for you. You are not doing this. Go and get. But he actually lets her like fill out the paperwork and go along with it.
It's one of those like, all right, well, now I can get my eye on you.
Yeah, well, at least I can like watch you.
And I know you're going to be safe.
Because he has control over that, right? So that was cool. I liked that. I guess we should talk about, there's like a lot of like little things that are happening where like with Bones, he's like really into his addiction. Everybody's extremely worried about him.
No, not Bones, Cross.
Oh, Cross. Is it Cross?
Yeah, because
okay.
Bones is big brother. Cross is the one that has a lot of the addiction, so they're trying to like...
She's more worried about Bones' like mindset from where he used to be when she knew him to what he is now. It seems like he's a totally different person from what we're reading, right? And Shantel gives insight as to why that is later on, so that was cool. So there, we get to like have some of Emily's like her escort calls, right? Like we get to like hear about some of them, and a lot of them are just like she's got to like sit there at a dinner date.
That's all. Yeah, that's really all it was. It's like you sit there, like, you're out to dinner, it's fine.
Yeah, and she's got this like creep that's like hitting on her like how much, and she's
not
like,
the date,
you.
but
yeah, but
the dates, like coworker,
brother, whoever they were with. That was interesting. I was just like, that's fun, and I wonder if like that's gonna come back at any point. I like tracking back to the bar when Titan steals her phone. Titan steals Emily's phone, and then Jasmine's like, where's your phone? And she's like, Tyson took it. She's like, well, we should go get that back.
Well, let's go get it.
And Titan's like, you're not getting the phone back unless you crawl.
Yeah, and she's like, fuck you, I'm not crawling.
Goes
and gets a different phone. Like, fuck you.
She's like, I'm not doing that shit. Which again,
it's total like enemies to lovers in that way, because but at the same time, it's like she's wanted Titan
for a while,
but because like she knew that he was there when they were back in like high school or college, whatever, and it's like her and Bones were getting it on in the locker room.
Yeah,
I
put that as one of my sexiest scenes.
Yeah, she saw
Titan's just watching him.
Yep. And like knowing
afterwards, he's even like he makes a comment to her that would like elude one to think he wants her as well.
He was like, I know that you knew I was jerking
watching.
it.
Yeah, like you saw me. You knew I was here. That was a hot scene.
Yeah.
That was written out. Even like when they do like a throwback to Emily hooking up with Bones when they were in college, and he would like sneak into her parents' home and he'd be like, leave the window unlocked.
Yeah.
And then he like gags her up, and Mom's knocking on the door and she's like, it's time for dinner. And Bones is like, I'm gonna eat you for dinner.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Bones, her mom is on the other side of the door, sir. But also, go for it. Dinner is served.
Yes. She's like,
all right. There were so many fun like sex scenes, but again, they're only like a couple pages long. She doesn't keep you there forever. When M does convince Titan with a blowjob to make her a queen, is when she finally gets on her knees for him. Not for the phone, but to convince you to let me be a queen. I was like, fuck yeah. If that isn't like owning your sexuality,
oh my God,
I don't know what the fuck is.
Because she was just like, this is for me.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, I also wanted to know what you were like.
Well, it's for me. It's for my mom.
Yeah.
The money. And I also want to know what's up with y'all.
Yeah.
Because I know enough about you guys that I'm intrigued, and I'm a little frightened, but I'm mostly intrigued.
Yep. Like, I wanted you, so I'm gonna do this, but I also have my own reasonings.
Yes. Titan fucking Emily for the first time hatefully.
Yes.
After her first little escort date.
Because he was like, you're making me fucking jealous. Like, why are you making me feel like this?
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know.
but at the same time, it's like he's always wanted her.
Yeah.
So,
even when she was with Bones, he wanted her, and he's just been so quiet about it.
Yep.
Like, again,
because like that's his best
communicate.
friend. Yeah.
Communicate with each other, motherfuckers.
But like that, like. He told her, like, you were my best friend's girl. I can't
do that.
Yeah.
Which, props.
Good for you. Like, awesome.
Honor that bro code, dude.
And I know that's what, like, Emily was like, oh, I don't know. Like, what is it between us? And he's like, well, you're fucking mine now.
Yeah, well, now you're mine because...
But I guess I'll share.
Which leads me into my other favorite sexy scene. This was page 151 through 158, in case anybody would like to know.
Specifics.
AKA me. I would like to know for later. The bathroom to the massage room, double penetration with Titan and Bones.
Yeah. And M's over here like, well, I don't know, but at the same time,
should I? But like, I want to.
If Titan, you're good with it.
Yeah, she's like, Titan, if you're good with it, and like Bones, you're cool with this. Like,
let's go.
Let's do it. And then M finds that secret palace room, like the sex dungeon within the casino, asking about all the sub-dom toys.
Yep.
And Titan's like, you're not ready for this. Like, girlfriend, you are not ready for this. And she like begs, and he's like, I'll give you a little bit, but like,
that's it until
you aren't ready. And she was clear she was not ready.
Yeah. Not ready.
They're gonna do what to her? Shoot, do with this.
Yep.
And then Jasmine and M, like later on in the book, end up in that same palace room while Bones and Titan are there, and they're like, everybody's having like a goddamn orgy. Yeah. Like, basically. I was like...
It's because they went in there because she was just with Jasmine. She's like, no, come on in. I'm done with my client.
They're just getting drunk.
Yeah,
Jasmine and Emily.
Jasmine was done with the client. It was like, I still have this fucking room. Come on in.
Yep.
Just hanging out, getting drunk, listening to music, fucking around. And then Bones and Titan walks in like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like, hey.
We're waisty pants. And then it turns into like a little orgy. And you're like, oh, okay. All right. That was fun. So, like, there is some level of understanding between Bones and Titan that Emily is now with Titan, which I thought was cool. Because, like, some guys would be like, no, I fucked her in college. And, like...
But Em and Bones had this understanding of, like,
It was in the past.
It was in
the past. And it was never going to work going forward.
Yeah.
And that's pretty clear when she's with Titan. Why? Yeah. Like, it's like, obviously Titan was, like, meant to be with her, you know? We even hear about, I want to say it's this book. Let me make sure before I spill the beans. It's not in this book. Okay, I'm glad I didn't spill the beans. I was about to bring up the airport, and I don't think that really happens until the third book.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not until Cross.
Okay, so in this one, though, they do go to New York.
Yeah.
To this sex club called Kink. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, and M's not there with them. That was just the boys.
That was just the boys on, like, the first journey.
Yeah, trying to find George.
Well, she goes to New York with them.
Yeah, but the boys go to kink.
Yes, she does not do the kink trip. Yeah, because the girls go to the 7 Deadly Sins club that's owned by like her friend Josh, and then Emily finds out, spoiler, her dad is alive.
Oh. I was like, oh shit.
Which Shantel loves to do that. You know, again, like you're questioning, why would he be alive and then like not do anything to help his wife or his daughter?
Yeah.
She answers it, but like we gotta give you guys something to read, right?
Yep.
But I will say, like when they went into kink, I was like, is this place real? Where do I get a membership card?
You have $50,000.
Who's fronting me the money for the membership card? Can I be on a date?
Can I be on a date? Because it's one of those like glass.
I mean, for me, I was like seeing like red light district, but inside like a building.
Yeah.
Right? Like all the glass windows, there's like people fucking, like anything goes.
Yeah.
Like women are getting
all consensual.
beat. Like, I mean, it was some crazy shit in the book. I was like, is this a real place?
There probably are some underground things like that.
I'm sure there are, but like the way it was written, I was like, did you walk through one, Shantel? And can I come with?
Like, where did you do this?
I want to go. I do want to talk about like Oliver Knight is like, you think he's like this little side character?
No.
But he actually has a really big role in all of these books.
Yes.
He is like, in my mind, the silent protector.
Oh yeah.
Of everybody.
Oh yeah.
Not just his friends, but to their women as well. Like he truly is like, the family he has made is his family.
Yeah.
And I just love Oliver. And every book, every time they bring him up, I'm like,
Oliver
Knight! Oh. I need some like art drawing, like some AI of what Oliver would look like, please. Yeah. That would be great. But yeah, this was a good one. I thought this was good for like pushing us into the series.
Oh yeah.
Because like in the first book was like a lot of just like
standard
level information and like character building information, whereas this one she's laid down all of that and she's like, now I'm gonna build on that for you. I mean, even her writing of like the kingdom itself is beautiful. Like you hear about like the marble floors and like the all white and the black and like the floor to ceiling windows and like the high floors and then they've got the private butler.
Oh, he seems like such a sweetie, but also a badass.
Like, he's like, what's Batman's name?
Alfred?
Yeah, he's like Alfred to them.
Yeah.
That's what I got in my mind. Like, they'll be like, we need your help.
And he's like, all right, but.
Okay. And they're like, oh, we also need you to bring so-and-so up on the elevator. He's like, okay. They're like, call a car. And he's like, okay. Like, he does everything.
Yep.
I'm like, you are a badass, sir. And he's always there for the girls.
Yes.
And I was like, that's dope.
He's like, he'll come. He's like, hey, they're on their way. Like, be prepared. She's like, pissed.
She's coming up the elevator. She's not happy.
Not happy, FYI.
But I'm letting you know. I did let her
But
up.
also being like, what do you do this time?
I'll listen. You can just vent to me. I think he's a cool character that they added into the books, especially because like they could have done without him.
They could have, but I like that he is there.
I was gonna say it added an extra level of like how elite they are, that they have this private butler that's like committed to their families and has like been with them for so long and is also holding a vow of silence almost on all of these things like Oliver does. And yeah, it was good. If I had to like rate it, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I really like this one.
I think this Titan and Grave, I feel like they just get better like each book that you go in this series. So like I want to say like Grave is my like next favorite, but then I'm like, well, Cross was good, and then I'm like, but so was Bones. So
yeah, I still need to read Grave and Bones.
You mean Cross and Bones?
Was Grave?
Grave is number 3.
Oh, okay, yeah, Cross and Bones.
Okay,
my bad.
I was like,
I keep mixing up
because Grave is the tattoo artist.
Yeah,
which they also have the tattoo shop inside the kingdom.
Yeah, I know. I need to read. I wrote. Shit, did I fuck up?
Did you read them backwards, or did I write them backwards? Let's see. Good reads. Hold, please.
Good reads. Okay, so I did read Grave.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
God.
because you knew, because you were like, he's the tattoo artist. And I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no. Cross is the tattoo artist. Grave is the addiction. Grave.
oh, yeah, because Grave is the fighter.
Yes.
Okay. Chantel, give us
God damn
names
it.
that are like a little bit different here.
I was like, fuck.
They're-
No, did I read
Grave
it
and
wrong?
Cross are too close in my brain
Right.
to like make it
Honestly.
happen.
Well, it's because like in Grave, Cross is in there for a little bit, helping him out. So like,
Well, and like all of the brothers are in
Yes.
all of the books, right?
I don't know
Even-
why I flipped those two.
I do. I'm like doing it the same way
I don't
too.
understand.
So
But no, I really like Titan though. Like it was a nice lead up to what we're
getting,
going to continue getting.
yeah, and it just gets crazier, and you're like,
Yeah.
well. Because Grave, they bring in the airport, they bring in the fights, they bring in Lucy, they bring in Luca, like they bring everybody back from
Yes.
like the first
I feel like
book.
when we get there, like Grave is definitely a little bit more hardcore than the book Titan. So
And it's definitely like a bit heavier.
oh
So
yes.
just be prepared for that next week.
Yep.
But we'll be here with giggles
Yay.
to make it less intense. But this is a great book, Shantel Tessier and her Dark Kingdom series.
Yes, indeed.
And we hope you have a happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. We'll be back.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to see more from us, you can find us on Instagram at the Midnight Babes Podcast and on TikTok at the Midnight Babes. Stay spooky, friends.